Well, we all heard about the NAR settlement and how does this affect real estate commission moving forward as the dust has kind of settled after a couple weeks from the announcement. Well, welcome back to the Morning Mike, where we discuss real estate news and market updates. If you learn anything from this video, please hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss out on any of our content. So what happened with the NAR settlement? So just a quick rundown. The NAR was sued by this class action lawsuit because they believe that we were steering clients, that real estate agents were steering clients based on commissions being offered on the multiple listing service. So if an agent saw a less than favorable commission being offered, they were steering them to other listings that were offering higher commissions. The other thing that they were looking at in this lawsuit was that they did not want real estate agents to post commission offers to buyer's agents, that it should be off the MLS, not directly on the MLS listing. So that's kind of what the lawsuit was about. It wasn't that detailed. So a lot of things have transpired since this proposed settlement has come into place, and it still has to be approved. The DOJ is getting involved, so we still have time. It's supposed to take effect in the middle of July. I, for one, don't think that's going to happen because all these different contracts have to be written, changed with the different states, and there's so many different MLSs across the country. So I predict that it will take longer for this to be initiated. Commission is still being offered on the multiple listing services around the country that allow it. So we will stay tuned and we'll bring you that information. So I want to go over some of the myths that people are coming out on social media and these fear mongers that are, putting this misinformation out. Well, myth one, the settlement forces brokers to reduce their compensation, which is totally false. The proposed settlement does not set new rules or limitations for realtors for changing their fees or offering services. Commissions were always negotiable, and sellers always had and always will have the option to pay what they see as appropriate. Of course, the old saying goes, you get what you pay for. So as a result, we have seen many discount real estate companies come into the business and leave our business. Remember those commercials? Thanks, buy owner. You don't see any of those anymore because obviously offering commission is a good thing for sellers to get the most amount of great buyers that are working with expert real estate professionals on the buyer sides. So that model was proven unsuccessful with discount companies, or not offering commission is what they want to do. Myth two, the settlement will for the first time allow sellers to no longer pay compensation for agents bringing the buyer. That's false. Sellers have never been forced to ever pay a buyer commission. This practice was and is proven to be the best practice for helping sellers market and sell their homes to the most amount of potential buyers with marketing and negotiations by the professional agents that do so. The MLS boards did require a minimum of offering at least $1 compensation to potential buyers agents in order for the listing broker to post the home on the MLS listing. This agreement removes that requirement, and no commission will be offered on the MLS system to buyers agents now and moving forward. Myth three, the settlement prohibits sellers from paying a commission to a buyer's agent and relieves sellers entirely of the financial burden. That is false. No longer will a buyer's commission be displayed on the MLS listing, as I said earlier. However, the listing broker/agent can display the broker commission that a seller may agree and offer to a buyer's agent on a separate website, such as the listing agent's website or another third-party website to show potential compensation. If a seller does not want to offer any buyer commission, then buyer can negotiate the commission into the offer, ask sellers to pay some or all of the commission, or ask for a reduction in price, or even a credit towards the closing costs for the buyer to help compensate the the broker/agent. So commissions will still be in play. They will be negotiated. There could be even more commissions being offered by agents will ask for. It depends on the supply and demand of inventory, and it also how great that buyer's is. If that's a great cash buyer that's coming to your house and taking your house off the market, and you need to sell, and you got the most activity from buyers that are working with great agents, then you're going to work with them just like you always had for over 100 years. Myth number 4, the settlement will serve to meaningfully lower prices and make home ownership affordable again. This is what the White House has said. And it's false. Home values are based on the economics of supply and demand. The government stated this change could save the home buyer and seller approximately maybe 1% of the purchase price. So on a $500,000 purchase nationwide, that would be a $5,000 savings, which is marginal at best. Will sellers now think their homes are worth less, or will they try and still sell for the highest price like they've always done? I think so. Buyers want to pay the lowest and sellers want to receive the highest price. It's economics and it's all about negotiations. So you having the best agents on both sides, they go at it for their parties and they get the best deals for sellers and for buyers. So home prices have gone up in value so much in the past 4 years due to supply and demand, but homes became so much more affordable when mortgage interest rates were in the 2 to 3% range, which were lowered by the Federal Reserve. The Fed lowered them after COVID. We had a pandemic, of course. They lowered rates tremendously to numbers we've never seen in our recording of time with mortgages. So if they were lowered that much, what should have happened is they should have raised them a little bit more quickly than they did because prices went up dramatically. Because remember, people don't buy so much a sales price. They buy a housing payment, a monthly payment. The cost of home ownership has also gone up so much, especially in the state of Florida, due to higher homeowners insurance premiums, along with the cost of living. These are the main reasons why home affordability is so low, not because of real estate agents' commissions. Then myth number 5, the settlement is a win for buyers who will now be able to negotiate the fee for representation. That's questionable. If you've ever purchased a home before, especially as a first-time home buyer, you most likely were happy that you had that you as the buyer did not have to pay a commission to your buyer's agent, as you had thousands of dollars already in place to come out of pocket for your down payment, your closing costs on your mortgage, moving costs, appraisals, inspection fees, and so on. Instead of paying the added burden of a real estate commission in your closing cost, you mortgaged the home into a monthly payment, which allowed you to cover these fees over 30 years or so? I mean, people are living in homes 7 to 10 plus years now, or even longer. So they were able to do that within their home ownership process, which was more able to take on. Myth 6, the settlement will result in significant restitution to consumers who were harmed over recent years in their transactions by realtors. This is tremendously false. The settlement from the National Association of Realtors and its members is huge in the amount of $418 million, and it could go up more, which will be required to be paid by none other than us agents and the National Association of Realtors in the next 4 years. The only winners were the attorneys that represented this class action lawsuit, who could end up receiving $80+ million in legal fees from the settlement, while the homeowners will each be receiving approximately $10 each. Remember these letters or emails we used to receive from these huge class action lawsuits for cell phones, or and you get like a couple pennies in the mail afterwards? Well, that's what happened today. Few bucks in your pocket, whoopee, and attorneys are making $80 million. So my take on the sellers offering a commission to buyers, and I'm talking to people that are audience that are looking at possibly selling their houses, and buyers who are looking to buy in this market. I've been selling real estate for the past 19 years. I've had a passion for selling real estate. God put me on this earth to do this for a living, and I've always believed that agents are compensated and should be compensated, as we don't get paid a salary. We don't get benefits, and we only get paid at closing on a successful sale when the buyer and sellers come together. We take all the risk in our marketing when I come out to list your house. I have staff. I put out tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on a regular basis to market and sell our properties. And every day I am trying to improve and get better for our clients. Buyers, understand this is your number one financial asset. The change that I do like is that buyers agents will have to be required to sign a buyer brokerage agreement. And they will have more transparency in the market when they're purchasing properties. I think this is a good thing. There'll be more communications, better service rendered, better understanding of exactly what sellers agents will be doing for sellers and what buyers will be doing. And also we'll know who we're working with on both sides. I'm always looking to lower costs for real estate buyers and sellers, as well as the entire country, to combat the sudden increase in the cost of almost everything for families. The same law firm representing the homeowners on this class action lawsuit are charging $80 million, as attorneys take cases on contingencies, just like buyers agents and listing agents would take contingencies, because you're not getting paid until you successfully close. So all this work could be for nothing. And the same thing goes with these attorneys. The difference is I'm charging a 5 or 6% commission. These attorneys, their standard fees of settlement are 30 to 40% for their charge, which is ridiculous. Could they be next? Or other professionals like you? Time will tell. I've always encouraged the public to look at real estate professionals like they do their doctors, financial advisors, and accountants. We help people with one of their largest financial assets. The saying goes, you get what you pay for. 5% and 6% commissions are just a fraction of the 30 to 40% that these attorneys netted in this law firm's lawsuit. After COVID, mortgage interest rates fell into the 2 to 3% range, causing prices to double in many cities across the country. As a top agent in the area, I believed then, as I still do now, that offering compensation to buyer's agents, being my competition, gave my clients the best experiences on the selling and buyer side during the time when people were lining up with hundreds of people willing and able to purchase those properties when interest rates were that low. And today, when we have a higher supply of inventory right now and sellers are experiencing that homes aren't going off the market as quickly and they have to negotiate, we're still offering commissions because that will get you the best results from buyers and the realtors. I will continue to elevate my credibility and always add value to our clients throughout the buying and selling process, and will adapt to this change as I have through the crash of the real estate market, COVID, and now this NAR settlement. We're ready. This is a reason why 10% of the agents do 90% of the business, and we're not stopping.